Erick's sermon hurt my feelings.
Yo, what's up? You know, I have a new partnership with DNA through Warner Brothers. Y'all know I put dynamic duos through that. We was very successful. I'm looking for new acts right now. New young male singers, ages teenage, no older than 30. No disrespect to the older people, but I'm looking for this right now so I can push new music forward. I always had new groups back then. People know me for that, for putting out new people and bringing new people through. But contact me at Erick Sermon Def Squad at gmail.com. Erick Sermon, ERICKSERMON, Def Squad, DEFSQUAD at gmail.com. I'm looking for, again, male singer right now, a young male singer who can sing. Not sing, but also sing. If there's no auto-tune, he's able to blow. You know what I mean? But also new rap cats too, if that's possible. But I really want to start off with a young boy singer. So if y'all know anybody, have them contact that or contact me at that, or hit K_Sermon on Instagram or Boogeyman Beats on Instagram though too. But again, I want to push new music forward. So I need to have this going on so I can make an impact for the new era and the new future of music. Erick Sermon, Def Squad at gmail.com. Don't forget, new, young artists. But I need an R&B singer right now, ASAP. Okay, God bless you. Peace.
What's up, word? Your boy Challz Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG. Join the membership. And all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. So first things first. I love Erick Sermon's gang. Erick Sermon, no S, Erick Sermon. We used to say sermons back in the day. Erick Sermon is one of my favorite artists in history. One of the greatest rap duos in the history of rap. Top five. You can't take nothing from Erick Sermon. This is not any kind of fashion, shape, or form a disrespect to the man Erick Sermon. I followed Erick Sermon's career. I believe Erick Sermon came out like 87, 88, that first Strictly Business EPMD album. I had the album CD and the tape. I had all that. And I followed EPMD through the breakup and back together and everything else. Seen him live several times. Seen him live in the 80s and seen him live, I want to say, when I told you I did a lot of promotions, and I did promote a show where EPMD was the headliner. That was quite a few years ago, but even still, that was still inside of the 2000s. So I saw Erick Sermon when he was very young and when he was older, okay? And I've never, ever in this business, you would be hard-pressed to find a rapper less problematic than Erick Sermon. Now, I say all that to say, if you watch that clip in the beginning, I want to have a conversation that's going to be detailed. Again, this is not disrespect. It's going to be a teachable moment to my older gentlemen. But if you watch that clip in the beginning of this video, Erick Sermon, again, my guy, is saying he's looking for talent. He's working with, I believe he said, DNA and Warner Brothers, which he released his new album, the Dynamic Duos album. I believe that's the name of it. And I haven't gotten around to it, but I think that's the last album I have to hear to consider it for my top 25. I already got the top 25 albums of the year list done. I know I'm late, but I really wanted to hear every single album. I think this is the last album I have to listen to see if it's going to make the list. I have a bunch of honorable mentions, but Erick Sermon put out an album, and from what I did happen to hear, it's a phenomenal work. Now, apparently he's doing some type of collab with Warner Brothers and DNA to do a new album, and they've decided that they want to get a young male singer and quote unquote some hip-hop dudes, right? Rap dudes too. Now, what I took offense to, and I think offense is the wrong word. But when I listened to Erick Sermon talk, and it took me back. I felt like it was the 80s all over again. I felt that old school label mentality creeped into Erick Sermon's voice. And I felt that he may or may not have been kind of, pupperized is not the right word, but it sounded like a label head was talking. It sounded like a label head was saying, we need somebody new. We need somebody fresh, Erick. It sounds like Erick made a deal. Now, maybe he came up with this on his own, and we're going to get to that too. But it sounds like a label may have gave Erick Sermon the go-ahead to start something new, maybe a new budget, if he can get a young artist, right? Get a new Chris Brown or something. Like when Chris Brown was 16, they found him or whatever. To find a new young artist and quote-unquote push the music forward. Now, I'm going to be honest, and I know people aren't really dissecting their words anymore, but what I got from this sounded like some old school thinking, where you got to get a young cat to blow, right? And I titled this video, Erick Sermon Hurt My Feelings. That's tongue-in-cheek. That's tongue-in-cheek. But what I am going to say is, when I listen to Erick say, I'm only going to get teenagers up until 30 years old. That first thing that tells me, none of you old niggas. No old heads, right? Ageism. Let's start there. You see people in the comments coming at Erick telling him this, that, and the third. But I don't think Erick put no thought into it. I know I just saw him on that, and I got a video. Go back and watch it. I saw him on Bag Fuel, and maybe I didn't watch enough of the clip. Because when the Bag Fuel guys, Heineken and Esso, started saying they didn't want to hear no old niggas rapping, no old dudes over 40. They didn't want nothing to do with it. If they ain't made it yet, they ain't going to make it. All this stuff, the same stuff they've been saying for years, right? Meanwhile, we're in the resurgence right now. My top 25 list, almost half the list, if not more. Most of the list is over 40 guys. They're over 40 years old. We have a resurgence right now that we are getting the best hip hop, and it's Nas, it's the Clips, right? It's evident. It's all kind of artists that are in their prime, and they're over 30, right? We had Esso and Heineken say they didn't want to hear that, and I made a whole video digging into them, giving them the business, right? Because they've already made some erroneous statements this year already, right? So that was just one more in the line of erroneous things. But maybe I didn't watch the clip because E-Double was in that clip. And maybe I didn't watch enough of it. And I kind of gave him a little pass. I say, E-Double not going to say nothing like that. But maybe I need to go back and watch that episode because E-Double sees all of this. You're not reading the room. You're not reading the room, E. That ageism shit is out. These youngins haven't done shit to prove that they need to move this game forward without us. So for E-Double to make a video is ill-advised where he's saying teenagers to 30, and that's the cutoff date. And he mean it. I'm going to tell you why he mean it, because that's old school thinking, E. Somebody at that label may have said, we're going to give you a bag if you bring us the next thing up. But I kind of think, and I'm going to be honest with you, E-Double believes this too. It's not right, E, because first things first, you don't know what us older guys could say on that mic to bring light. Matter of fact, most of the new talent that's being discovered are older people right now, E. You're blocking your next big hit by saying you're going to put it on a 30 or less. And let's just talk about the window, gang. Like, E-Double, let me just be honest. I would have respected it more if you would have said 14 through 18, 14 through 22. What is a 29-year-old going to do? Like, if you're talking about, I'm going to move it forward, that guy's already set in his ways. He's not going to listen to you either, right? So I'm trying to figure out, if you're talking about, okay, I want a young cat, then you need to be more clear. You made the gap way too far. You made it way, a 30-year-old damn near going to be rapping about what I'm rapping about. Damn near, right? So I'm trying to figure out, did you really mean you wanted to have a young artist, or you just wanted no old heads? Like, it kind of ain't making no sense. If you're like, okay, we're going to start this teenage division. Okay, now you're talking kids. 27 ain't no kid. 28 ain't no kid, E. And I don't know if any of them going to have the secret sauce. The only reason you would be looking for a kid is so you can mold them and shape them. And let's just be honest, kind of, he don't know the game, he's green. So you're going to be able to kind of play games with his numbers. Let's say that, like they used to do. I'm not saying you would or you wouldn't, but that's what the label is going to think. He's green. We keep him away from all these old heads who are going to taint his idea of what the record label should be doing and not doing, and what cut he should be getting, what split. But E-Double, right now, we're hearing some of the best music. Me, TJ, and Flames, we got an album called The What Show. It's knocking, gang. We making some of the best music of our lives right now. I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't know what you're saying that even like 35, 40, they too old for your label, E. And again, I am a big fan of E-Double. I'm a big fan of EPMD. That's not what this is about. This is about, to me, where it looks like a clear sign of ageism, where you're saying I can't move hip-hop forward with nobody over 30. I'm confused, E, and I'm gonna chalk it up that E may have didn't word it right, because it seemed like he went off the cuff. He knew what he wanted to say, but it didn't come out right. And just in my opinion, I feel like what E-Double said on there, he kind of winged it a little bit. He didn't have no script. He knew what he wanted to say. He probably had some bullet points, and the way it came out, to me, it didn't sound right. Because for one, I don't feel like if you're going to go out here and find somebody to shape and mold, that's any age. It doesn't mean that that person going to have talent because they're 15 years old. It doesn't mean they're going to have talent because they're 22 years old, E. You're basing the talent on their age. You're saying I can't move forward with you. Right? The thing about it is, a lot of these older guys are looking better than ever. So you can't say, bro, you look too old, this, that, and the third. These guys right now, they still compatible with this business, right? And I know what you're thinking. Like I said, it's this old school mentality where, oh, people not going to want to rock with a guy that's too old. People not going to want to do this, that, and the well, RJ Payne is getting a big buzz. And this dude is in his 40s. He just started popping last year. 2 years ago, tops. He's talking to Dr. Dre right now, right? So they're out. Benny the Butcher, all these guys came up on their own in their 40s. So E-Double, the room is really lit right now for an older generation. For you, E-Double is pushing 60. And that's my guy. I'm not saying nothing bad or good. I'm just saying, E-Double, you're one of us. You are 100% old head. If you're going to work with kids, say that. You can't make a range where teenagers and then you go well into adulthood and you're still saying, I'm going to work with you. That, to me, ain't making no sense. It ain't making no sense, gang. Like, you're basically, you're cutting it off right where a nigga could be considered old. But you didn't use the word old. You're cutting it off at 30. You're like, I'm going to take all these guys, send me your music, da-da-da-da, but not you, old head. It's kind of weird, E. Just gonna be honest, it ain't looking too good. New York has a whole deficit, a deficiency, where there's somebody that really could spit out there, and you're cutting them off at the knees. What's happening is they're trying to make people lose their voice because they hit a certain age bracket, and at a certain age bracket, you see things more clearer than you ever seen them. You start writing better than you are than your entire life. You start making your similes and your metaphors and all that stuff, your stanzas, all this shit. You start cutting down raps. You know exactly where to come in, where to go out. You get smarter at this. It becomes easier to you. I know people in their 40s, pushing 50, making more music now than young kids. A lot of these young kids ain't focused. These dudes older guys can give you an album in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And the shit'll be smacking. E-Double, I don't understand the logic. You can't tell me you're going to push rap forward because of an age. I need you to clarify that, because you made it like if you're not under 30, we can't push rap forward. I disagree. I disagree, E. I'm going to stand on that, because I feel like that's that old school mentality. And as a whole, hip hop as a whole, we always get in these conversations. They still doing it. Gramps, this, that, and the third. Right? They're still going on based on when the motherfucker want to say something negative, they want to talk about the grays in your beard, this, that, and the third. It don't mean that you don't know what you're talking about. It don't mean that you can't spit. It just means they're using a bias against you to make it that you can't do these things because they see grays in your beard. E-Double, you're perpetuating that myth with this simple Instagram and Twitter posts where you're looking for talent, quote unquote. This is feeding everything the labels ever said. The labels have been wrong for years. This is why hip hop is struggling on the Billboard, because the labels don't know what to do. They're still trying to push the same formulas on us. You need to be looking elsewhere, not still doing this ageism shit the label's been doing for 30, 40 years. We've been fighting uphill for years to stop that narrative. We're starting to make some leeway, and then E double comes and says, I don't want no old heads. The irony, gang. It doesn't make any sense. We just seeing Nas spit level. Nas' level of rhyming is unparalleled. Nas in his 50s. Last I checked, Nas is unparalleled. Nobody of any age is messing with Nas. Upcoming or not. And E double is going to sit here and say, I want to push hip hop forward. And I need a younger person. E, you worded it wrong, E. You breaking my heart, E. You worded that wrong. You can't say I'm pushing hip hop forward just because you're young. All right? I think I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I think E, we need to hear from you on this. You need to rethink that package. Because a lot of people saw that and probably wanted to send this shit, and they was like, damn, E ain't even gonna listen to my shit. So what, you gotta have an age on it? E, it ain't making no sense, E. You gotta understand, and I know this, I'm gonna believe that you believe this to a degree, but I think your whatever deal you're talking about is contingent on you bringing in the young act. See, these labels don't want nobody old. That means they ain't got much shelf life with you, even if you do blow. You know what I'm saying? So even if you blow, you're going to be ornery. You're going to have all this preconceived shit. They don't want to deal with it. That's why they're trying to sign AI artists and shit. But E-Dub, I need you to understand, you are one of us. You can't do this. You can't say it this way. I would have had more respect if you left it open and then just threw niggas shit in the trash. Like, don't say it out loud, E. Don't say it out loud. You can say, I'm looking to push music forward, da-da-da. I guess you ain't want to get hit with a whole bunch of motherfucking old-ass cassettes and CDs, da-da-da. But E, be honest, you're not listening to all that shit anyway. Somebody going to listen to it for you. You're going to get fucking bombarded with shit. You're not going to hear it anyway, right? You're going to hear some of it, but somebody else going to listen to it. So it doesn't matter. If it's good hip-hop, it's good hip-hop, okay? That's all I'm going to say, man. It don't got to be this putting an age limit on who can spit, who can't. I don't agree with it, E. I really don't. And we're in another lane. We're in a lane now where all that formulaic shit not working no more. You see, they scrambling. So half the young guys that you talking about getting, they're going to come with the formula that's already on the way out. So you're not going to be pushing nothing forward. I'm just going to be honest. They're going to come with all the shit that everybody's getting tired of. And you ain't going to be able to change it because they're going to be like, this old head don't know what he's talking about. E, you gotta rethink this whole campaign. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Listen, CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. All right. Every Wednesday night we go live on the What Show. Me, TJ, and Fliz. We all over 40. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna have this conversation. This gonna be a good one. We're gonna have a good conversation. 9:15 every Wednesday night we go live. All right. Also, me and TJ and Fliz, we got an album. We got a song. It's called This That. Brand new music video is in my videos. Go Down Backwards in my videos a few weeks ago. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think of the song. Go check out the album. It's called The What Project, man. Listen, E. Listen, man. We out here. I just need you to come to the table. You got to explain this. All right? I'm out of here, man. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6-man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim, and left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin, with the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, we ain't the cheese, we the trap.